Antony Santos, Man Utd's most expensive signing last summer, hasn't impressed the fans despite his team's great form. This has been the topic of much debate. Some fans remain patient and believe things will get better with time, while others criticize the board of having spent lots of money on an average player. Today, we will take a close look at Antony's role at United. First, it has to be said that Man Utd paid a crazy amount of money for Antony, and he's probably not worth the amount. However, it has to be said that a player's transfer fees is determined by many factors: the market, the two clubs, and the manager's needs. The fees were not something Antony could control, so heavy criticism toward him for not playing like a 100 million player is unfair. In fact, there are very few players who really worth that much money. Leaving aside the hefty transfer fee, we will analyze the Brazilian's performance on the pitch. We'll start with some statistics, then his strength, and finally, weaknesses. Antony has scored 5 and assisted 1 goal in competition after half a season at United, equivalent to 0.33 goals and assists per 90 minutes. That's not impressive compared to his 0.74 per 90 minutes last season. These days, many coaches use wingers on their wrong sides, one of the advantages of which is allowing the wingers to cut inside and tight shoot themselves. In general, there are fewer left-footers than right-footers. That's why left-foot right wingers are harder to replace. Examples are Mo Salah at Liverpool and Real Madrid at Man City. In Madrid's case, Pep only used Phil Foden or Bernardo Silva, both left-foot, as his replacements, but the two haven't impressed there. Another case is Arsenal Bukayo Saka, one of the league's most valuable young players. Currently, Antony is the right winger in every Ten Hag 4-2-3-1. Our possessions, he expects to track back to make sure the right back doesn't fall into 1-2 situation. In possession, his style will vary depending on situation. With the ball, Ten Hag uses a 3-2-5 with some variation. There are situations in which United bridges the ball through the left side with Luke Shaw and Christian Eriksen, and the right back will stay deep. Antony will be instructed to stay high and wide as the opponent's defensive shape shifts to the ball side. If United succeeds in broadcasting the ball deep into their left wing, Antony will look to make run in behind the opponent's left back to attack the box and wait for his chance to take shoot and find his teammates in better position. However, if the Red Devils have difficulty broadcasting through the left due to opponents' combat defending there, they may look to find Antony in the far side, so he needs to position himself well to receive the ball with ease. United may also choose to attack through the right flank. The right back will move forward while the left back stays deep. Antony will have more of the ball, and the fans often form their opinion of him based on the situation. The Brazilian has a few tricks up his sleeve. He can receive the ball and slow down a bit to showcase his step overs or 360 spins. This move irritates some fans, but in many cases they allow the right back 1 or 2 seconds to make overlapping or underlapping run. The latter would then cross the ball. Antony could also look to cut inside and shoot. That's Ten Hag plan to use Antony. However, things haven't been as good as expected, hence the criticism. Why can't he take on opponents? Is it because right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka can provide him with some space by making forward runs? Or does other teammates not connect well with him? We think Antony's main problem is his one-footedness. He could hardly use his right foot. That's why he doesn't have many threatening dribbling options besides cutting inside. Here we see Antony's own action on United's right side. Antony must refrain from carrying the ball down the right due to his inability to cross the ball with his right foot. In this case, he can only pass the ball back. Premier League defenders have to recognize this weakness, and they have constantly tried to force him to dribble down the line. So the only option left is to have the right back making runs. But opposition players can easily nullify it precisely because they know United don't have other good options. There are comparisons between Antony and Arjen Robben, a player famous for his cutting inside and calling short goals. However, the Dutchman was better in many phases. Antony is good with calling shots, but Robben was merely better. In addition, Robben is a faster and more skillful dribbler. It was very hard to catch up with him. He was also excellent in tight space, thus it was really hard to dispose of him. And he was good at shooting the ball to keep the defender from getting too close to the ball. Finally, despite being mainly left foot, Robben was willing to dribble across the touchline and use his right foot. Antony haven't been able to do so. So now we can see that the new United winger had his own strengths and weaknesses. Ten Hag knows his players' ability, so it's unsurprising that he has always tried to defend Antony when the latter were criticized. However, there are many areas that the Brazilian had to improve on to become a big player. He's just 22 years of age, and the next 2 years will be crucial to his development, and United Board surely will want to see him as a best investment. Finally, what's the first thing that the former unjust player needs to improve on? As discussed above, he needs to bring unpredictability to his game. He has to work on his right foot so that he can get close to the goal line and send it cross or cut backs. So that is the end of today's analysis of Antony. If you like it, please subscribe to not missing out our upcoming video. See you soon.